Hey guys, welcome back. In this Blender video, we're going to model a 5-blade kitchen masher. This is a nice quick model to learn and improve your modeling skills. We'll model the top blade section first, using a few different techniques, and then move on to the bottom handle. We'll also focus on keeping the geometry nice and clean throughout the process. So without wasting any time, let's jump right in. First, let's start by adding a circle. Then, in the corner panel, change the vertex count to 5, since the masher has 5 blades coming out from the center. Then, extrude and scale this inward. After that, press M and choose at center to merge all the vertices in the middle. Now select this entire outer edge loop and delete it. Next, by selecting the outer vertices like this, scale this a bit to increase the size. Now I'm adding the reference image, just so we can get the proper size. Rotate and move this so the mesher is in the center. Scale it and position it nicely in the middle. Okay, this looks good. Now let's scale our mesh to match the reference image so we can get the correct size. Next, I'll show you a way to model this. There are many ways you could approach it, but I'll show you one method. Now press W, then go to Convert To and choose Curve. Now the object is converted to a curve object. Next, go over here to the Properties panel, then open the Geometry section. Under the bevel settings, increase the depth value. As you can see, this adds thickness to the shape. I'll turn the resolution down to 0. This will remove all the extra segments and leave only 4 flat sides. Over here, we can also increase the extrude value, and you can see that it adds height to the shape. We can adjust the height later, so I'll leave it like this for now. Just tweak the depth value until you get the right thickness. Here, I'm just trying to get the right thickness. Here you can see that some of the blade shapes are bending a bit. To fix that, over here, change the curve type to 2D, and now that's fixed. Now here, we want to twist and rotate this a little bit. So first, let's subdivide this a few times so we have enough geometry to twist it properly. Now, select all the side points. Then here, turn on proportional editing. Then change the fall-off type to sharp. Now, from the top view, rotate this and use the scroll wheel to adjust the fall-off until you get a nice twisted curve. Okay, this looks good. Now let's convert this back to a mesh object. So now, this is a mesh object. Over here, you can see that these parts are not connected properly. To fix that, first select everything, then press P and choose by loose parts. What this does is split all the disconnected mesh parts into separate objects. Then we can select both of them like this and use a Boolean union to connect them properly. Here I'm using the Bool tool add-on, which you can enable in the preferences. Now this is a single object. Next, by selecting the whole mesh, press M and choose by distance to merge any overlapping vertices. And now everything is connected properly. Here, select these edges, then change the snapping type to vertex. Now move this down and snap it to this point here. Next, fill these holes like this. Press F to fill. Now select all of these outer edges. Then press Alt-S and push them out a little. You can see that the shape isn't perfectly even. So for that, over here, enable Offset Even, and now that looks fine. At the bottom, select these vertices, then move them up and snap them to this point. We want this bottom part to be flat. Now let's just vertically align and position this with the reference so we get the height right. Next, let's bevel all the sharp edges. But first, recalculate normals by pressing Shift-N, then also apply scale so there are no issues later. Now down here, connect these vertices like this using the knife tool. Delete this middle section, then extrude this edge inwards and leave it there for now. Now select any sharp edge, then go over here and choose Sharp Edges. We don't want to bevel these edges because they need to be rounded, so deselect them. After that, bevel this. Here, turn on clamping so it clamps there in the middle where the edges are too close, and set the profile shape to 1. Here, let's completely dissolve these edges which are too close and causing problems. First, let's undo the bevel we made, and now let's dissolve these edges because they're too close there. Now again, select all the sharp edges the same way. After making sure everything is selected properly, bevel them. Here, choose arc so the corners become rounded. Now over here, add a few loop cuts like this. Then add a subdivision surface modifier. And now the top part looks good. Now over here, let's scale these vertices a bit to space them out. Here, to fix this, add a cut like this using the knife tool. Now select this entire edge loop, then use Loop Tool's circle to make it perfectly circular. Here, scale the circle to match the size of the handle rod. Then extrude it all the way down till over here to this point. Scale it to match the reference. Here, I'll just scale this a little more until it looks right. Now over here, add a cut at this point. Now here, we'll delete these faces to create that opening. I'll select 3 faces, select on both sides, and keep these 2 faces in the middle and then delete them. Then select these edges and fill this section like this. Now add 2 loop cuts here. Then slide them. Before that, turn on auto merge here at the top. Now slide this over and merge it here like this. On the other side as well, do the same thing. Now select this edge loop all around. Then slide it upward to create that bend. Next, add a cut here like this. And here also add a loop cut. Now here, let's fix this part. Fill this section like this. Here we can snap this vertex with this, here like this. On the other side, also do the same thing. Now add a cut in the middle. Here, I'll bevel the lower edges first to keep them sharp. So select all those edges and then bevel them. So here at the bottom, I want the edges a little rounded and at the top more sharp. So here, make the profile shape to 0.5 to make them a little rounded on this point. Now select all the sharp edges on the top, then bevel them as well. This time, set the profile shape to 1 to keep them more sharper. Now merge these vertices here like this, then dissolve this edge, and that is good there. Do the same thing all around for the other sides too. After doing that, dissolve this edge, and that gives us a nice transition, with the top part staying sharp and the bottom part being slightly rounded. Now add a few loop cuts here to keep the geometry even and nicely quad. Now over here, we need to fix this bevel issue. So fix it like this, how I do. Use the knife tool and add cuts like this. Then dissolve this middle edge, and that's looking fine now. On the other corner also, we have to fix it. So do the same thing here, how we did previously. Now on this corner, things are a little different. So we'll fix it like this. Okay, that looks good now. The next corner is basically the same. So do the same thing here to fix this. And that looks good too. Now, after activating the subdivision surface modifier, everything looks good and the mesh is holding up nicely. Now we'll work on this bottom section. Select this edge, then extrude and scale it outward. Then extrude it down following the reference. Next, extrude it inward. Then extrude it all the way down. Here I'm just tweaking the shape a little bit. Now add a cut here and delete these middle faces like this. Next, select this top edge and then this bottom edge. Then go over here and choose Bridge Edge Loops. Now in the corner panel, increase the number of cuts. And here we can adjust the shape. We can also change the profile shape type. For this, inverse square works well here. Now just tweak these values to get the shape looking right. Here, where the shape isn't quite right, we can manually scale and fix it like this. Okay, that looks good now. Now select these vertices here, then move them up like this to curve this section like this. Next, select these faces. Then press Alt-E and choose Extrude along normals, and extrude them out slightly. Delete this edge. Now extrude and scale this inward. Then use Grid Fill to fill this section. Now down here at the bottom, just tweak this value a little so it aligns properly. Here we can select this edge and use Loop Tool's Relax to smooth it out a little if you want, so that looks good. Now let's bevel this edge here to keep it sharp. Bevel these edges as well. Now activate the Subdivision Surface modifier. After that, shade the object smooth. And now this looks good. Now here, the side part is a little thinner, so let's do that. If we go to the side view, we don't get the exact angle we need. So while in the side view, press 4-6 to rotate the view and get the right angle. Now we can scale this, turn on proportional editing so we can do this smoothly. Change the fall-off type to smooth, which will work better here. And over here, change the transform orientation to view. This will scale based on the view of the screen. Now scale this on the x-axis, which will scale it from the side and make it a little thinner. Now that looks good and this is done now. All right, so that's it for this one. Hope you learned something useful from this modeling practice, and hopefully you picked up a few useful modeling techniques along the way. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, comment below and share your feedback. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.